What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Bible Wisdom YouTube channel. I just thought I would make a video while I'm at work just because I was planning on making more of an official video at home, but I got too tired. Like, I forgot about it. I think I had a movie on or something like that, and so I sort of forgot. But anyway, um, we're already at the point where it is past the point of like stress that we can handle. Um, when you hear certain situations in the book of Revelation about how in the tribulation, people, refuse to repent. Well, sure, I think there's a lot of things that we don't necessarily see in our everyday life, but just from the sheer amount of things going on in the news that we hear about, I know many of us can doubt, whether it's real news or fake news, but regardless of if it's real or fake, there's so much happening in the world that we hear about that, it is so kind of stressful in that, we can get so, I think, overwhelmed mentally. And I think we're past the point where it's not affecting us. It's not affecting people. I think, on the personal level, in our families, up to, governments and nations, there's so much happening and I think deteriorating that, we are to that point where, wow, we need Jesus to handle these problems, because I think a lot of the world's problems are already, at a such chaotic point. When you talk about Haiti, and it's just chaotic over there. Now, I think in America, especially where I live, you may not necessarily see those same things as you would see in Haiti. But, there's no reason for us to really doubt that type of news. And so when you think of places like Gaza, that is reportedly, chaotic in that area. When you look at places like Ukraine, you can see different pockets of the world that I feel like are deteriorating. And like I said in one of my other videos, I think this same concept is sort of spreading in different areas. And so you can tell that, this type of thing, I think, can only be solved by God, by Jesus Christ. Because I think there are just so many things that are sort of stressful, and so many situations that we live in where it almost like doesn't make sense to, at least to me, to like continue doing certain things like going to work, or, I don't know, continuing functioning as if there's not a problem in the world. Now, I do recommend continuing to go to work. Like, I don't necessarily plan on not going to work until, maybe there is some sort of way that, I could sustain myself without working or something like that. But, I feel like for me, it's not even seeing some of the chaotic parts of the world, but it's, the stress of everything. And so I think one thing, that is helpful, that, we do need to stay in the Word. I think that we do need to have our hope in Jesus. I do think taking, practical steps like, you know, uh, med- medication to help you. I think, turning away from alcohol that, has a lot of side effects. Um, Even though I do think that alcohol can be helpful, as far as, I have felt relaxed when I've drinking alcohol. But at the same time, I feel like I always can struggle with drinking too much alcohol, and that's just me personally, but I think it's sort of the same with most people, that, kind of using alcohol as a sort of fix all, I just don't think it's worth it. Maybe every now and again it can sort of do that trick, but I don't know. I think in general, it's not the best solution. But, you know, um, I think definitely, prayer can help us. I think we do have to remember to pray throughout the day. Sometimes I sort of forget that I can just pray maybe at a certain time of the day and, like, oh, this is my time of prayer. But then, I sort of feel like I can feel sort of mentally stressed, where I have to realize, wow, I need to, sort of have a moment of prayer right now, even though I can have my certain mindset of, hey, this is where I pray or this is when I pray. It's like, no, I need to, uh, ask for help from God right now. And so, I think one thing that I'm trying to point out, though, too, is that it is sort of astonishing that parts of the world can continue going even in the state of play that the world is in today. When you couple natural disasters, it's kind of astonishing that, some of the people of the world can continue doing what they're doing. And one other thing is that most of the conversations that I have with people, they're not even talking about the chaos of the world. They kind of just like, hey, it's a nice day out type of thing. And it's like, how can we keep going? Now, I, of course, don't necessarily feel compelled to, talk about too much crazy stuff either. I feel like YouTube is that outlet. But at the same time, I know there are definitely people in my life that, hey, I'll talk about, you know, uh, some of the chaos that's happening. And so, ultimately we know the end of the story, and I think that, God has that ability to help us in any state that we're in, and, you know, I think that we shouldn't worry, even though I think it is a good thing to sort of continue on with life as normal, of course, because I don't know if there's any other better way to handle these things. But at the same time, I think we should definitely, be aware of what God is asking us to do as far as not worrying, as far as, you know, making good decisions in how we are handling some of the last days issues. And so, anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. I'll try to make another video, just in a later time. And so, hopefully this was sort of enlightening to someone. And thanks so much. See ya.